Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about my caramel marble. Today I want to talk about my caramel marble's journey from growing this from a little baby tissue culture to this now. Yes, you heard it right. This is a tissue culture caramel marble. I'll show you guys a picture in a little bit when I first got it. And also want to talk about a little bit of how I take care of my caramel marble. Before we begin, let me just show you my caramel marble in all its glory. So it's gotten so big, like I've never cut this ever. I've repotted this obviously a bunch of times already. But so far, oh, I need to water it. But so far it's been easy going for me. Roots is very healthy. And there's also roots on the moss bowl. And this one is the newest leaf right now. And there's a new one coming also. You can see how the stem is getting thicker as it matures, and it's like it's climbing and it's growing roots into the moss bowl. Yep. So this is my caramel marble. Definitely my pride and joy, or one of my pride and joy. I post this caramel marble a lot. I post this on my Instagram a lot. It's really pretty. For a variegated plant, it's really easy going. Like, it hasn't given me any problem. It just started browning like recently, but for the longest time, I've never had issue with browning. It just really started browning maybe like past couple months. So I don't know, maybe because I just moved again. Other than that, it's been like easy going, no problem at all. Highly recommend it because it's super easy and obviously it's so pretty. I got this back in October of 2022 when it was like a tiny little baby plant. Back then I wasn't really into caramel marble. I didn't get the hype. I mean, it was pretty, but it wasn't on top of my wish list. I saw a listing on a Facebook plant group. It was decently priced. I had a feeling it was tissue culture, but I didn't really care back then. It was highly variegated. It had some pink and yellow. I kind of saw the potential. So I bought it, even though I wasn't sure if it's like tissue culture or not, although I had a feeling it was tissue culture just because it was so small. So anyway, I got it October 2022. So this plant's about maybe 2 years old now. All right, so this is just about when I first got it. I think this is when I first repotted it. I couldn't find a picture of when I received the plant. I only took a picture of the roots when I first got it. I don't know why, but this is the earliest picture or video I could find. But this was maybe like a month after I got it. It came in moss, and I hate moss, or I hate growing plants in moss because I hate when the roots get like really attached to the moss. It's hard to like remove them. Most of the time they ended up declining or dying. So I transferred them immediately to my arid mix. It's been doing well ever since. The next one, maybe like this is probably around the same time. This is probably when it grew like two new leaves. Like you can see that it's getting very well rooted. It's acclimating. I didn't have a cabinet back then, but I mostly grow all my aeroids except for my anthuriums on ambient. Yeah, and it's getting a ton of sunlight from my south-facing window. That was a really good apartment. All my plants were thriving in that apartment. It's a big south-facing windows. I was barely using any grow light. I didn't need to. It was a good apartment for growing plants. I kind of missed it, but it was way too small. I don't think I took many pictures or videos after that because this is definitely months way after. So this is when I really fell in love with the caramel marble. Look at that newest leaf. It's legit caramel. So I think that's how I got its name, but it's like, yeah, really pretty. Yeah. So next is, so this is when I started putting it on a moss bowl. So obviously it's getting bigger and bigger. Like you can just see like how that is super variegated. Okay, so I think this next one is about the same time. Just look how pretty those colors are. Like the yellow, it looks more yellow back then than it is now. I think it's the lighting situation. Back then, it's only getting like natural light from the sun. But I think that's why it was like super variegated. It's because like it was getting tons of natural light. If you just look at that newest leaf, the maroon one, you can see like like already see like what part is gonna be green or not. Every single leaf that it threw back then, it's just crazy. It's pretty amazing. This is still from my old apartment, so it's still getting like natural light. I'll show you the next one. That's when it started changing color. All right, so this is when I moved to a different apartment. So this is when I started using grow light. You can see the colors kind of like change. When it was still getting like natural light from the sun, it's more like yellow, there's like orange. And then now there's getting grow lights, like there's more pink. There's still a little bit of yellow, but like most of the whole plant is like turned pink. I'm not really sure what happened, but I think it's got a little bit bleached from the grow light. That's my guess. It immediately turned pink like a few months after the move to that place. So this is my caramel marble now. It's not as like highly variegated as it was before. I had to adjust the grow light because I think it wasn't close enough, so I had to move it I think like half foot out closer. But it's still really pretty, but I'm thinking of chopping it, but I can't decide yet. I might chop it and start propagating it. Like I said, I've never cut this caramel marble ever. I think this might be a good time to cut and propagate them. I don't know, should I cut it? I can't decide yet. So this is the newest leaf. And then before that, it was this one. And then this. I don't know, should I cut it? If I do cut it, it would be this will be the last leaf. This will be the last leaf of where I cut it. Like check out the stem, like the variegation on the stem versus this one. Like this one is like, I don't know. I've never cut it ever, so this might be a good time to cut it. But it's so big already, so it's kind of... I guess we'll see when this new leaf unfurl. If it's not as variegated as like these ones, I might actually just cut it and just kind of start over. Let's talk about how I care for my caramel marble. So first, lighting. I make sure, like all variegated plants, I make sure it's getting enough light, plenty of light. Right now, it's getting 16 hours of grow light in my plant room. It's getting the Soltech Highland track lights. But I recently moved it closer. I think for the longest time, I think it wasn't getting enough light. I think it was kind of too far. So I had to move it like maybe like half a foot closer. So we'll see, hopefully that's enough. Like I've said this also a million times, nothing beats natural light. I preferred the color when it was getting like natural sunlight versus to like when it's getting grow light. I mean, it's still really pretty. Like you know, it's still nice. But I think the color is way better when it was just getting natural light. Like all my variegated plants, I water it as soon as it's dry. I don't let it sit dry for a while. I make sure it's dry though. I wait when it's dry, then I water. But I usually I checked it often, like it's in the clear pot. So I check the soil often to make sure it's not dry. So when I see it's dry, I water it like right away. So I think when I leave it, like when I forget to water it, that's when it start browning, and that's when it start losing or dropping its the older leaves. So like right now it's like super dry. So I need to water this. I need to water this today. And it's in my aeroid mix, really chunky aeroid mix. Never had a problem with root rot, thankfully. Even like all the aerial roots that's like in the moss pool or like growing outside of the pot, like even like that one is like super healthy. And then I just feed regularly. I feed every time I water it. I water, I would say maybe 10 to 12 days, sometimes 15 days, really depends. But like I said, I think most of the time it's more like 10 days. I don't let it sit up dry for a while. For my fertilizers, I've been using GT foliage and a little bit of fish poop and Super Thrive. And I just water every time I water it. Pests, I've never had pest problem. I at least once a month I put in a shower, hose it down, wash all the leaves. If I can't do that, I just kind of spray the leaves and use like microfiber gloves and just kind of clean each leaves. And honestly, just being like on top of it, I just checked it often. I mean, it's one of the plants that I almost check like every single day. So I kind of monitor, make sure it doesn't have pests, and I just check all the leaves. And yeah, never had a problem with pests, thankfully. It became a habit of me when I water my plants. I just like to like hose everything down, even the soil, the stem, and especially the leaves. And I just kind of like just wash everything down. And honestly, I just feel like I got lucky with this one. I feel like all caramel marble looks different. Like I said in the beginning, it's tissue culture. I know a lot of people wanted to avoid tissue culture. I heard that tissue culture plants tend to revert back. Although mine is like getting less variegated, I don't consider it reverting. But I think as long as you give it enough light and you're taking care of it, keep making sure it's happy, I think it will continually grow some variegated leaves. And it really depends on the plant that you get. From the beginning, when I first got this as a small tissue culture plant, I knew it was gonna be highly variegated just because of the leaves, and each leaves was like super variegated. So I knew it was gonna be like a really nice plant. Like even now, like the stem is still like super stripy and variegated. So I think it will continue to just grow like that. I don't think it's reverting at all. Yeah. All right, so that's all for me today. Thank you for joining me and my caramel marble on the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.